Welcome to Roncalli Royals Baseball on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Marian University, McDonald's, Steve's Flowers and Gifts, Beck Service Center, Ortho Indy, Chick-fil-A, Harding Poorman Group, Glander Rochford Orthodontics, and the Roncalli High School Alumni Association. And now let's go to the booth and join the voice of the Royals, Rob Brown.
And a pleasant good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Roncalli Royals Baseball here on the Roncalli Media Network. Rob Brown and Tim Gray with you this afternoon at beautiful La Pinta Field on the south side of Indianapolis, Roncalli High School. And today we've got a Circle City Conference affair for you. The 4-2 Roncalli Royals taking on the Brebeuf Jesuit Braves, 4-3 on the season, ranked number 6 in Class 3A in the state of Indiana. Let's take a look at the lineups for the Braves. Anthony Ane leading off, playing center field. Jack Maroknik bats second. He'll play third base. Nate Bingham's the shortstop. He hits third. Luke Bowers behind the plate. He hits fourth. Jaden Omer in right field hits fifth. Will Schinkelberg hits sixth. He'll play third base. Danny Kirk is the DH batting seventh. Andrew Dukanich is in left field hitting eighth. And Cole Hartung, the second baseman, bats ninth. Defensively for the Royals, J.J. Prendergrass, the freshman, in left field. Johnny Rader in center. Joey Milto in right. Couple of juniors there. Left side of the diamond, the senior Dylan Craig at third base. The senior Cole Beckman at shortstop. The sophomore Andrew Ball at second base. Senior Ryan Henry at first. Senior Dominic Brown behind the plate. And on the mound, the sophomore right-hander Tanner Hudspeth making his third appearance. 1-0 record with a 1.05 ERA. 6 2/3 innings pitched. He's allowed 8 runs, but only 1 earned. 8 hits, 8 strikeouts, and 7 walks. We are set to go here on a 5:57, our game time start. As Hudspeth looks in and delivers, and Ane rolls the first pitch on the ground to short. Long throw by Beckman, and he got him. 1 away. Quickly 1 away. And Jack Maroknik stands in, hitting .333 on the season. Committed to Butler.
Jack Maroknik.
And we bring in Tim Gray, Roncalli's girls head basketball coach. Coach, we'll get into your baseball bona fides here later on. But happy to have you with us here on a Tuesday night.
Glad to be here.
Maroknik hits from the left side. Hudspeth a long look in. Need to get our game time temperature, 63 degrees. A light breeze, very light breeze out to right center. Maroknik takes that one on the outside corner. The count evens at 1. John Currens is our correspondent down the drive, checking in on softball tonight. Maroknik swings on that pitch, moving down through the zone, and he's behind 1-2. Softball hosting Beech Grove tonight. Softball team number 1 in the state in the newest 4A coaches poll. Hudspeth shakes off the first 2 signs. Now he's ready. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Maroknik swings through a fastball at the letters, and quickly 2 away. But 6 up, 6 down.
Now
Keegan
number
Rothrock
3,
starting
shortstop,
in the circle today for Roncalli. She has 6 strikeouts
Not
through
surprising.
2 innings, Tim.
It's a good start.
And Beech Grove is playing with 10 players, so no bench for Beech Grove today. We'll keep you updated on that. Busy night on campus. Pitch away a ball to the number 3 hitter, Nate Bingham. He's a senior hitting .417, committed to VMI, one of 3 Division I commits on this Brebeuf roster. Got softball down the drive from us today. Pitch fouled off Brown's mask. Later on tonight, there's lacrosse, girls lacrosse over in the stadium, hosting Bloomington North, I believe. And then the boys volleyball team, ranked number 3 in the state, hosting Brebeuf Jesuit over at the Vinnie later on tonight. 1-1 count to Bingham. Hits this one off the end of the bat, loops it into right field. It'll drop in front of Milto. He tries to go to first base on the force out. Ball rolls through the legs of the first baseman, Henry, but Brown backing up the play. And Bingham's aboard. Coach, in your time playing baseball, did you ever throw anybody out at first base there in right field?
I don't think I've ever attempted that. Didn't play a ton of right field, but I don't think I've ever tried that.
Milto did throw a runner out on a bloop play. We saw that in the game last week against Cathedral on a bloop play to right field. The runner at first had to hang up, and Milto threw him out at second base on the force out.
On the force. 9-6 force
A
out?
9-6 force out at second base, yeah, for the second out of the inning. Here's the cleanup hitter, Luke Bauer, catcher, hits from the right side, batting .350 on the season, junior. Yeah, Milto has displayed early in this season that he is not afraid to be aggressive, to throw at a base to take a runner out.
That may be why I didn't attempt it. I don't think I had the arm to get it there.
Hudspeth looks over, and Bingham's back diving. These two teams will be back at it tomorrow night at Brebeuf Jesuit. Conference game, home and home set up. Hudspeth comes set. Pitch high, a ball. Very early in the conference proceedings, but these teams are tied atop the conference standings with 2-0 records. Play 10 conference games total, play the other 5 teams each home and home. Only team that Roncalli has completed its schedule against is Heritage Christian. They swept those 2 games at the end of March. Ball fouled back into the screen. And Hudspeth ahead in the count, 1-2. Coach, we'll talk a lot about the recently completed girls basketball season, Coach. But you did run through the conference undefeated, win a conference championship.
Just trying to follow up from the year before.
Yep.
So 2 years in a row we've done that.
I know you said that was important. That was one of the things when you met with your seniors, first time as a group, that was one of the things they articulated as a goal for them.
Yeah, that and sectionals were big for them both.
Check both those boxes. 1-2. Pitch blocked in the dirt, and there'll be no play as Bingham's able to get down to second with the stolen base. Brebeuf, coming in through 7 games, has 21 steals. Don't run as much as Cathedral. Boy, Cathedral had 7 stolen bases in that game last week. Turn that thing into a track meet. Hudspeth focusing in on the cleanup hitter Bauer. 2-2 count. Foul back to the screen again.
It's interesting to see which teams will still do that. With analytics changing the game so much, you don't see as many teams run.
Well, Roncalli has just 10 stolen bases in 6 games. They are 10 for 10. Yeah, you watch a big league game now, and it's almost like a unicorn when you see a guy try and steal second base. Two-two the count to Bauer. Runner at second, 2 outs, top of the first, no score. Hudspeth trying to wrap up the inning with a 2-2 pitch. Curveball drops in for strike 3. Off-speed pitch. Hudspeth strikes out 2 in the inning. Braves get a hit, strand a runner. We're through a half inning. We'll step out, come right back. Bottom of the first coming up on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network.
Schedule online anytime. Getting an appointment with Ascension Care teams at St. Vincent just got easier with online scheduling.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Maintain the highest level of floral value and customer service at comfortable consumer prices. For For the best and freshest flowers in Indianapolis and surrounding areas, Steve's Flowers and Gifts has exactly what you're looking for. Check out our wide selection of flower arrangements to make your next occasion memorable. Call 317-787-3431 or visit us at 3150 East Thompson Road.
Now let's take a look at the lineups for the Royals today. Joey Milto leads off. He'll play right field. Cole Beckman bats second, playing shortstop. Dominic Brown, the catcher, hits third. Ben Keeney, the DH, bats fourth. Tanner Hudspeth, the pitcher, hits fifth. Andrew Ball, the the second baseman, hitting sixth. Ryan Henry at first base bats seventh. Dylan Craig at third base hitting eighth. And Johnny Rader, the center fielder, bats ninth. Defensively for the Braves, Dukanich, Ane, and Omer left to right. Maroknik and Bingham on the left side of the infield, Hartung and Schinkelberg on the right side. Bowers behind the plate, and the pitcher tonight is the junior left-hander Sam Reed, making his fourth appearance. He's 2-0 on the year, 1.40 ERA, 5 innings pitched. He's given up 2 runs, 1 earned, 3 hits, 7 strikeouts, and 5 walks.
Royals, the right fielder, number 11, Joey Milto.
Joey Milto leads it off. That first inning, rather. Hudspeth retired 3 of the 4 batters he faced. Milto hitting .467 on the season. Takes the first pitch down, a ball. First time this season, Milto batting in the leadoff spot. Takes that pitch on the outside corner, strike, it evens. Our umpires today, Ken Humphrey and Tony Monteleone. Reed delivers. That pitch right at the belt, called a strike. Reed is working quickly. He is on the rubber and ready to go. That pitch called a strike at the knees, and Milto's out looking.
Number 14,
here's Cole Beckman.
Cole Beckman.
Batting .700, 7 out of 10 to start the season. Was not with the team last week. So that is a 4-game sample size for Beckman, but impressive nonetheless. I know we were talking before the game, Tim, that he is just pounding the ball right now.
Yeah, a streak of 7 for 10 is great at any time, but to start the season off, especially after missing a year, very impressive.
Well, he's a guy, you look at the 3 seniors that were starters as sophomores 2 years ago, the last time there was a season, and Beckman, the catcher Brown, and the first baseman Henry. Roncalli, if they want to make a run here this season, those 3 guys are going to have to hit. Takes a pitch down and in, does Beckman, and the count evens at 1.
I just know I looked at that immediately and started thinking about the state record for batting average in a year, and it's a little higher than the 700 that started even.
Is that Cameron Perkins from Southport still?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. I think he finished .723 that season.
Yep.
It's a pretty good year.
I think he's in AAA, right?
He's kind of battled around. Yeah,
he's
been
made it up
around
a couple times. Originally drafted by the Phillies, played at Purdue. Beckman takes a pitch in. He's ahead in the count, 3-1.
I know. I saw him twice that year. In one game, he hit a routine pop fly to center field, and the center fielder caught it with a hand on the fence because it just carried.
It was about 10 years ago, right? Maybe a little longer.
Yeah, right around there.
Beckman fights this one off to the screen. The count goes full.
You are much better with remembering years of things than I am. But
I just know that a former high school friend of mine who was a class behind me, a guy by the name of Chris Hofer, he had the Southport single-season hits record, and it stood for almost just north of 20 years. Beckman lifts this one straight up in the air in the infield, and behind this second base bag, the shortstop Bingham makes the play for the second out. And I remember my friend said, well, if I'm going to lose my record, to lose it to the guy that has the state record for batting average, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine he doesn't have every record there from his 2 seasons.
So here's Dominic Brown, the catcher, hitting .429 on the year, 6 out of 14, tripled twice last Thursday night, the last time we saw him against Cathedral. Takes a pitch high, a ball. Chris Hofer was my friend's name. We ended up playing middle infield at Hanover. Was a 4-year starter at Hanover. But yes, his Southport single season hits record was wiped away, never to return.
There are a couple records there I'm sure untouchable. 723's got to be one of them.
Yeah. 1-1 the count to Brown. 2 outs, bottom of the first. We're scoreless.
If I recall,
if
I recall, he came back the next year and hit like 546 with very few pitches to hit.
Yep. Turned down, I forget who drafted him initially, but turned down a draft spot and went to Purdue.
Yes.
And then circled back. It was drafted again by, I believe, the Phillies. That pitch was inside.
Let's go, Sam.
And now Brown ahead in the count, 3-1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Pitch high ball, and Brown works the walk with 2 outs. It's his 5th walk of the season. That brings up the cleanup hitter, Ben Keeney.
Number 8, Ben Keeney.
Keeney hitting .313 on the season. Swings and misses on a pitch away. Well, we were talking about Cameron Perkins. Last played in 2019 in AAA with Oklahoma City, which is in the Dodgers AAA team. Played 42 games with the Phillies in 2017. That was his big league experience. That pitch taking a strike, and Keeney's behind 1-2. The internet is a wonderful thing. Look up anything you like. Perkins hit .355 in his 2 years at Purdue.
And that gets you a minor league deal and
Yep.
still can't get yourself to the majors.
That's right. He was a 6th-round pick after 2 years at Purdue. Keeney swings and misses. And Reed, just like Hudspeth, strikes out 2 in the inning. Royals strand a runner, no hits, no errors, 1 left. We're through 1 and scoreless. Back with inning number 2. Coming up next on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network.
McDonald's proudly introduced.
We're so thrilled to have Peyton Manning's name on our children's hospital. But we are a hospital designed for kids.
And then the halfback went in motion and then ran a slant route across the middle. Try to get a linebacker isolated on him. I like this beat. It's nice. Give me some more bass. A little more bass here. These are nice. Wish they had them at the adult hospital next door. They have to make this giraffe green.
That's crazy.
Might be right. Let's go red right, scat right, 585, wide drag. On two. Ready? Break. Nice ride. Y'all have these in blue? Can you hear this?
There's only one Peyton Manning Children's Hospital, offering world-class compassionate care for your child. Schedule primary, ER, or specialist care online.
Thanks, Peyton. We've got this.
Oh, okay. That's where they go.
The top of the second, scoreless between Roncalli and Brebeuf. These two teams will hook it up again tomorrow. This is a Circle City Conference week, and that Guerin Catholic is at Covenant Christian tonight. And they'll play at Guerin tomorrow night. Heritage Christian and Brebeuf and Bishop Chittard working a day ahead of us. They played at Chittard last night. Heritage Christian winning 9-6. And the return matchup tonight at Heritage. Both those teams 1-2 in conference play. Here's Jaden Omer Right fielder hits from the right side. Sophomore, batting 174 to lead off this bottom of the second. And catches the inside corner for a strike. Hudspeth threw 14 pitches in the first inning. Steps off. Now he's back on the rubber and ready to go. That ball hits sharply just over the outstretched glove of the second baseman ball. He climbed the ladder but couldn't quite get it. It's into right field for the second Brebeuf hit of the game.
The first baseman, number 12, Will Schenkelberg.
Here's Will Schenkelberg, the first baseman. 400 hitter. Well, Tim, we don't have heights and weights on a baseball roster, but Brebeuf has some big guys. They've got some size.
Yes, I think they'd win the rebounding battle tonight.
Schenkelberg among them stands very upright in the batter's box. Looks to be about 6'3" or 6'4". Hudspeth throws over. And Omer's back. Pitch, throw down, runner goes. Throw is close. Did he get him? Yes, he did. Brown throws out. Omer trying to steal. It goes 2-4 on the put out on the caught stealing. And Omer is erased for the first out of the inning. Boy, that was a perfect throw that Brown put down there, and basically all Ball had to do was catch the ball, and the base runner slid right into it.
Yeah, quick feet, put it right on the first base side.
Schenkelberg takes a strike, and he's behind 0-2. Hudspeth working a little quicker than we saw him work in the Heritage Christian game 2 weeks ago in his first start. Swing and a miss. Schenkelberg lunges for it. And he's out. Third strikeout of the game for Hudspeth. 2 outs. Here's Danny Kirk.
Number 5, Danny Kirk.
The DH committed to DePaul, hitting .333 on the year, 3 out of 9. First pitch. Lines sharply up the middle. Rader will play it on a hop in center field. He tried to barehand it. It gets by him. Now Kirk coming to second base. Here's the throw, and he's out by 5 feet. So give him a base hit, and then Rader throws him out 8-4. As Kirk trying to stretch it into a double, he's thrown out. So 2 of the 3 outs on the base paths. Braves get 2 hits in the inning. Nobody left. We're through 1.5. Roncalli and Brebeuf scoreless. Back after this on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network.
Every day we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
And we hadn't moved to the bottom of the second. We're scoreless between Roncalli and Brebeuf. Baseball here at La Pinta Field on a Tuesday night. Light broadcast week for you this week. We'll have volleyball on Friday night. Stefan Welsh on the call for volleyball at the Vinny. Hope you can tune in for that one. I think we get going at 6 o'clock on Friday night. Noblesville and Columbus North.
Royals, the pitcher, number 24, Tanner Hudspeth.
Here's Tanner Hudspeth, the pitcher, leading off this bottom of the second. Hudspeth hitting .375. Pleased to have Roncalli's girls basketball coach Tim Gray alongside tonight. Coach, I'm not sure how many people are aware that you played college baseball.
it was such a brief amount of time. I don't think many people would know.
But was that a goal when you were playing in high school to play college baseball? Was that a thing on your radar?
Yeah, I played 3 sports through high school, and it was the one I was probably the best at. Maybe not my favorite, but it was made the most sense being smaller that it's the one I'd have a chance to play in college.
Hudspeth takes a strike. He's down 0-2. So you go from East Central High School down the southeastern part of the state to Franklin.
Yes.
Franklin College. 0-2 pitch to Hudspeth.
Yeah.
That pitch high.
Decent career at East Central. We kind of hide down there in the southeastern part of the state, and was lucky enough to move this way a little bit and play for a couple years at Franklin.
Hudspeth out in front of this one, fouls it into the screen right side. Well, certainly Roncalli fans are familiar with East Central from a football standpoint, with that rivalry going back to the early 2000s, which comes after your time there. But maybe people not as familiar with East Central's exploits in other sports. That pitch in the dirt.
Because of the location, it's hard to. There's not a lot of playing it up this way, so they'll travel into southwestern Ohio to play, and then other teams in the south. So football just kind of is a tournament run where they collide.
Pitch away a ball, and the count goes full.
Well, that last game of the regular season.
Right, right. But I don't know that many people up here are familiar with, are aware of the fact that East Central is is the largest or one of the largest schools in that part of the state. So you're going up against schools that are smaller.
Yeah,
Hudspeth chops that one back to the screen.
The other
foul.
schools in the conference that you consider 4A are smaller than East Central. And so for football, with the lighter schedule, it's a little bit easier to schedule, but it really is a detriment in basketball and baseball because it's hard to find teams where you can, see other 4A talent.
Full count, pitch, Hudspeth. Ooh, that one looked like it was in on the corner, but he gets a walk. Ooh, my. So a leadoff walk for Hudspeth.
Number 20, the second baseman, Andrew Ball.
Boy, that pitch. And we've got a courtesy runner down at first base. It's Braden Spizzelli running for the pitcher, Hudspeth.
For the Royals, number 23, Braden Spizzelli.
So Spizzelli will run for Hudspeth. For those of you not aware, you can insert a courtesy runner anytime for the catcher or the pitcher on the base paths, and it's not a substitution. So Spizzelli on with the leadoff courtesy running for Hudspeth, who draws the leadoff walk. Here's Baugh hitting .308, the sophomore. Ball shows bunt, pops it up. Can the catcher find it? He does, behind the plate. And ball pops out in foul territory. On the bunt.
Next up for
one
the
away.
The first baseman, number 12, Ryan Henry.
And that's tough not to get that runner over.
Yeah, if you're not gonna be aggressive and steal bases, you've got to be able to move runners with the bunt.
Ryan Henry stands in, hits from the left side. In 176 on the year. The throw gets away from the first baseman, but not far enough for Spizzelli to go anywhere. James Thorpe coaching first base down there for the Royals. Tells Spizzelli to hold tight. Aaron Kroll, the head man, down in the third base box. Coach Kroll with the pullover on down there in third base. Has the mask on and the sunglasses on the visor, his usual look. One out. Pitch down, Spizzelli goes, catcher drops the throw, and there will be no throw. Spizzelli's aboard with a stolen base down at second base. His first steal of the year.
Job got done without the bunt.
Same effect.
Yes.
One, you gave up an out, and you've got the runner at second. So right back to square. Now let's see if Henry can get him in here with one away.
I'd like to see a ball to the right side here.
Henry, one of two left-handed hitters in the Royal lineup. Milto, the leadoff hitter, the other left-hand batter. Pitch away a ball.
Now you're way ahead. Runner on second in scoring position. You'd be real smart here.
3-0 the count. Some students out on the hill out behind right field. They've got a speaker out there. That's going to last about another 5 minutes before that music is cut. If we can hear it here behind home plate, I guarantee the home plate umpire can hear it. So Henry ahead in the count, 3-0. Spazzelli down at second base. No score, bottom of the second. Taking all the way, and that pitch catches the corner. Three and one. And Henry hits this one off the end of the bat down the left side, but it hooks foul into the fencing. Down there by the Roncalli bullpen. Right here, bud. There you go. Right now. 3-2 the count. As Reed has come back to work the count full. Time called by Henry. Stepped out. Pitch, chopped slowly to third. Maroknik charges, throws, and the throw gets away. Henry will head down to second. Spazzelli comes in to score, and the Royals are on the board. It was going to be a tight play at first, and Maroknik's throw got away from Schenkelberg. Spazzelli's in with the game's first run. Here's Dylan Craig, hitting 167 on the year. Let's check. I'm going to assume, Tim, that that's going to be an error.
It was close, but I'd lean that way too.
And has indeed scored an error on Schenkelberg, the third baseman, allowing Henry to reach. But no RBI on that play. Craig hits it solidly into center field. Ane tracking it, has it in short center field. Brings it back in for the second out. Roncalli with the lead, 1-0. And here's the number 9 man, Johnny Rader, standing in. Rader batting .200 on the year, 4 out of 20. Takes the first pitch of ball.
You'd like to take the opportunity to knock another run in here, even with 2 outs. Give your pitcher a little breathing room.
Yeah, if he can, he's got plenty of room in right center. If he can take one the other way. That pitch in the dirt gets away from the catcher, Bauer, and Henry takes a big turn at third before Bauer locates the baseball, but that's a wild pitch that advances Henry to third. And now, with the 2-0 count, you would assume, Tim, that Rader's going to get a pitch to hit here.
Yeah, we were always told you want one pitch, one spot here, something you can drive.
2-0. Inside tied a ball, and now he's ahead in the count, Rader, 3-0. Leadoff man, Joey Milto, waits on deck.
And I would guess we're taking the whole way here.
Inside, catches the corner. 3-1. 2 outs, 1 run in here in the inning on the error.
Again, right now hoping you get something to hit.
And Rader out in front of that one. Sends it foul over the first base dugout, out of play. Count goes full. 3-2 the count, 2 outs. Pitch. Inside corner, catches the corner for strike 3. Third strikeout of the game for Reed. However, in the inning, the Royals get a run, the first run of the game. Strand a runner, there was a Brebeuf error in the inning as well. We're through 2. Royals on top 2-0 or 1-0. We're back after this. Inning number 3 up next on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network. Third inning. Royals leading Brebeuf 1-0. Happy you're spending part of your Tuesday night with us. Our guy Jamie Dees, head of Roncalli Building and Grounds, tuning in to this afternoon. Miss seeing Jamie around. It'll be hitters 8, 9, and 1 due up for the Braves in this top of the third. Tanner Hudspeth. Just 6 pitches in that second inning.
The left fielder, number 24, Andrew Dukanich.
So you certainly like where he is from a pitch count standpoint, Tim. Just 20 pitches to get through 2 innings.
Yeah, you'll take 6 every time you can.
And first pitch swinging is Dukanich. Pops it up into short center field. Raider trying to locate it in the sun, and then he makes a catch at shoulder height for the first out.
And that follows the same pattern. They're being aggressive at the plate. Keep that pitch count down.
Cole Hartung.
Here's Cole Hartung, the second baseman, senior, hitting 167 on the year. And this is a busy week for Roncalli in terms of 4 games in 5 days. That pitch is in tight a ball. At Brebeuf tomorrow night for the back end of the conference, home and home, and then a game against seventh ranked Carmel on Friday. Close out the week. That pitch 2-0 high. Close out the week with a Saturday morning game at Franklin Central. So when you got 4 games in 5 nights, Tim, you want to try and save as much pitching as you can early in the week.
For sure.
That pitch right, the knee's a strike.
Especially with pitch counts now and things like that, you've got to have depth in that way. But if you can keep the pitch count down and stay out of your bullpen early in the week, it makes it a lot easier to approach those late games.
Certainly you want to put the highest priority on the conference games. And then when you get what you can out of the Carmel and FC games next week, or at the end of the week, that pitch fouled off into the screen.
Yeah, if you can stay with your top of your rotation here in these 2 conference games, you'd like to be able to go into that Carmel game, I'm sure, and stay with that. You wouldn't want to go in there with an inexperienced pitcher and get roughed up a little bit.
Out in front, it gets away from Brown. He'll have to throw it down to first base, and he does to Henry on the strikeout. Goes 2-3 on the putout. That's the 4th strikeout for Hudspeth, the first time through the order. Here's Anthony Ane back to the top. He grounded out to short on the game's first pitch. And, Tim, they're running the gauntlet again next week. You've got a home-and-home with Chittard Tuesday, Wednesday. And then 4th-ranked Center Grove on Thursday and or on Friday, and top-ranked Columbus North on Saturday. How's that?
Well,
that sounds like your schedule.
Coach
that sounds like your holiday schedule.
Coach might be wondering who made this schedule this year, but
that pitch taken inside a strike. That sounds like your holiday schedule when you run the Mick Gauntlet right after the county tournament.
Yeah, you take it early. You kind of, I always like playing those games early and see where you're at, see what you look like heading into the tournament.
0-1 count to Ane. That one fouled off the end of the bat into the screen, and Hudspeth ahead 0-2.
Just gives you a little time, to figure out where you can get better at if you take those lumps early and the schedule's a little tougher there.
Softball up 2-0 on Beech Grove through 4 innings. Just down the drive from us. Game started about a half an hour ahead of us at 5:30. 0-2 count, pitched on A. Off the end of the bat, slicing toward the foul line. Milto, a long run, he can't get there. And it falls harmlessly into the bullpen in the right field corner. Milto had a long run but couldn't quite make it.
You're way ahead in the count right now with 2 outs. Keep the ball down, something off speed here. Get out of this inning unscathed as well.
0-2 count to Ane. Pitch hit off the end of the bat, slow roll with the first baseman Henry. Hudspeth on a quick cover, and he's safe. So Ane beats it out for the infield hit. That's the 4th hit of the game for the Braves. And Tim, that might have been a play, as Aaron Kroll was out to discuss that call with the base umpire. That might have been a play where that ball was hit far enough wide of the bag and ball was coming over.
Yeah.
Maybe Henry lets ball get that and he covers the bag.
Yeah, I agree. I think your second baseman's moving toward the bag on that play too, and it makes this a little bit easier throw.
Yeah, that's a good point. His momentum's carrying him toward the bag, and it's a lot easier throw than Henry's got to stop, plant, re-square his shoulders, get back to first base to make that toss to Hudspeth, who had to make a long run from the mound to cover that play. So bang bang infield hit for Ane with 2 outs. That brings Maroknik up. He struck out in his first time up. Maroknik, the lone left-handed hitter in the Braves lineup. Pitch outside, catches the corner. Nice frame by Brown.
The third baseman, number 15, Jack Maroknik.
1-0 the score. Royals on top. Top of the 3rd inning here at LaPenta Field. Hudspeth checks the runner. Throws over, and Ane's back on his feet. Ane, a 3-year starter in the football secondary for Brebeuf. Led the team in interceptions as a freshman. Tremendous athlete. Oh, 0-1 count to Maroknik. Pitch. High and away. Brown up out of his stance looking down to first. Instead flips it back to his pitcher. Royals will have the top of the order due up in the 3rd, leading 1-0 here. 2 outs and a runner on first for the Braves. Pitch low and away, a ball. 2-1.
Ane's getting a good secondary lead down there, and it's made Brown think a couple times about taking a look.
Hudspeth from the stretch. Throws over. Ane back in, standing up. Brebeuf's won 4 of its last 5 games. The lone loss in that stretch was on Saturday against top-ranked Columbus North, and the top team in the state in 4A. It's a 7-0 shutout. Pitch up and away, a ball, and Maroknik's ahead in the count, 3-1. Softball team has extended its lead to 3-0. Top 5th against Beech Grove. Here's the 3-1. Taking a strike. And the count goes full. Should mention the softball team, the new number 1 in the coaches poll in Class 4A. They are 47-0 all-time against Beech Grove. 47-0 all-time.
That's not a bad stat at all.
Full count to Maroknik. He calls time. Keegan Rothrock through 4 innings has struck out 11, allowed a hit and a ground out. So that hit by Beech Grove, just the 5th hit Rothrock has allowed this year.
She's very impressive.
Throw over.
Had the chance to watch their first game live, and she's very, very impressive.
Just a sophomore. Top-ranked sophomore softball player in the state. 3-2 count here. And
Great
Maroknik
pitch.
swings through an off-speed pitch for strike 3. Second time that Hudspeth has got him. Hudspeth, his 5th strikeout of the game. He works around the infield hit and strands on over at first. In the inning, a hit for the Braves, 1 left. We're through 2.5. Roncalli leads at 1-0. On the Beck Service Center scoreboard, we're right back after this on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network.
Throughout Chick-fil-A's history.
Tim Gray and a cast of thousands with you here at La Pinta Field as we move to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Royals leading 1-0. Our great crew working with us this afternoon / evening. Ashley Geyer is our director. Jackson Cropper on the cameras. Riley Allstott's handling the graphics. Stefan Welsh, our producer, overseeing the proceedings. And, of course, our
Leading off for the Royals, the right fielder, number 11.
here's the leadoff hitter, Joey Milto, to lead off this bottom of the 3rd. And, of course, the velvet tones in the background of our PA announcer, Pat Crosley. The South Side's true raconteur. Pitch taken away, a strike on the corner. Milto struck out looking to start his afternoon. Came in hitting .467. That pitch away, a ball. Coach, I want to ask you about one of your seniors, Maddie Bischoff. 1-1 count to Milto. Swings through a pitch at the belt. The 6th Indiana All-Star in program history. That's a heck of an accomplishment. But want to see what your feel is as to we talked about it in our broadcast last week. Pitch on the outside corner, taking a strike, and Milto is gone looking. Talked about it last week in our broadcast about her committing to Ball State, how that came to pass.
Number 14, Cole.
Yeah, she had a little rough go of things with COVID,
Right.
and it made it slow down a little bit, and not being able to watch her play this summer, not being able to see her play live this year. A lot of coaches were kind of hesitant, so the ball got rolling a little bit with some other schools, mainly schools kind of on the East Coast there. She got a couple offers coming through, and then just some late interest. She had, Ball State, Nebraska, and a couple other nicer schools started looking.
Yep.
A lot of those schools were waiting to see what their current players are doing with the extra year of eligibility due to COVID.
Yeah, that makes it more difficult for a college coach, certainly, to fill out his roster.
Yeah, so many of those opportunities were, hey, we would like you to come play if we can find a roster spot for you, if someone decides not to come back or we have a transfer. And Ball State kind of came about. It was a school she had on her list from day one that she had talked to and was just kind of waiting on. So worked out very well for her.
Beckman gets ahead in the count 3-0, takes a pitch there. He's still ahead 3-1 on that strike.
I'm excited to see her get there also and play with another Indiana All-Star coming in, Allie Becky from Brownsburg.
Oh, yeah, good point. Beckman fouls that one back to the screen. The count goes full. I didn't make that connection until you mentioned it, that Becky had quite a season. Will really help Brownsburg to all the way to the championship game.
Yeah, she's phenomenal, and I think for an in-state school to be able to, have an Indiana All-Star and then really just kind of stumble over one late. You pick up your second Indiana All-Star late in the recruiting process. That's a pretty good class for them.
So Reed has cranked it up here in this bottom of the 3rd inning, striking out Milto looking, and he worked back from a 3-0 count to strike out Beckman on a high fastball for the second out of the inning. Here's Brown. Dom worked a 2-out walk his first time out, fouls that one away. Dom worked a walk and was stranded in that first inning. Pitch taken away, a ball. 1-1.
Reed does look to have I found a little extra gas this inning.
Yeah. Pitch high, 2-1. Yeah, so we're so happy for Maddie Bischoff that she found a spot. It's a good fit. So much fun to watch her play here at Roncalli the last 4 years. Pitch away, a ball.
Yeah, we're definitely excited for the opportunity she's got. We're so pleased with what she was able to do for us the last 4 years, especially this year. She and Abby and Sophie, as you said earlier, had those high goals for our program and worked their tails off to get to those goals, and we achieved them all.
Brown swings through a pitch away, and the count goes full. 3-2 with 2 outs, bottom of the third. Roncalli ahead, 1-0 against Brebeuf Jesuit.
And I think most coaches would tell you, you're happy for the success that you got from your seniors, but you're not very happy to see them leave. Those three brought a lot to our program.
Yeah, anytime as Brown fouls that pitch off, it stays full. Anytime you lose 3 players who combined played over 250 varsity games. Brown hits this one sharply to third base. Marocking backhands it, collects it, throws across the diamond for the out. He stayed with it and got Brown on the third out of the inning. It goes 5-3. So for the first time today, the Royals go in order. We're through 3. Roncalli leads Brebeuf 1-0. Back with more after this on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network.
Marian University wants to know, what are you made of? At Marian...
Do life, not laundry. Milto Cleaners.
Campus that is small enough to provide you with individual attention from nationally and internationally recognized faculty, and big enough to help you get the experience and connections you need for career success. Marian University, go Knights. And we just saw, I believe, announced on Sunday night the pairings for the NAIA National Football Tournament. Marian is a 9 seed, traveling to suburban Atlanta to take on 8-seeded Reinhardt in the first round matchup this weekend.
I'm still having a hard time understanding or comprehending the fact that we're playing
college
football
in the middle of April. Yeah. And admittedly, that one is on my radar screen more than usual because a former college roommate of mine is the radio guy for Reinhardt down in suburban Atlanta. So there you go. Hudspeth is on for his 4th inning of work. He's thrown just 36 pitches to get through the first 3. And he'll deal with hitters 3, 4, 5 in this top of the 4th. Nate Bingham leads it off. He singled and stole second in his first time up, but was stranded. Meanwhile, Sam Reed is 60 pitches through 3 innings. Bingham check swings and goes through on strike 1.
You'd like to see Hudspeth keep this up with to keep the pitch count low.
Pitch. That one hops in front of the plate, goes all the way back to the screen.
He's really seeming to settle in. You said this earlier, but he's working faster after that first inning. Really feels like he's got command of the strike zone right now.
Had 7 walks in his first 2 games. 5 of those walks came in the first game against Heritage Christian that he won. And a lot of that had to do with just nerves, I think, being the sophomore. Had to wait an extra year to make his varsity. He would have been in the rotation last year as a freshman. Would have been in the varsity rotation.
You know, I'm sure that many of these guys, even those who had played varsity, were a little amped up that first week after missing an entire season.
Yep. The 2-1, pitch high, and it's 3-1 to the leadoff hitter, Nate Bingham. Well, we need to discuss for a moment the passing of one of the true basketball greats in the state of Indiana, Bobby Slick Leonard, who passed away this afternoon at the age of 88. Pitch chopped on the ground to second. 3-hopper for ball. Easy flip over to first for the out. 1 away. And to a certain generation, I think, Tim, certainly I think to your generation, he's known primarily as the guy on the radio. Those of us a little older that actually saw him coach the Pacers and some of his 525 wins. The banner hangs at Bankers Life Fieldhouse.
I would agree with you there. I think many people in my generation and younger think of, you know, him calling Reggie Miller threes, and that's what he is.
Pitch catches the outside corner to Luke Bauer. But if you go right down the list, I mean, he checks all the boxes. Was a high school star in Terre Haute, hit the game-winning free throws for IU's second championship in 1953. Played in the NBA. Mentioned Pacers' all-time winningest coach, 525 wins. But we were talking before the ball game as Hudspeth's ahead in the count 0-2 to Bauer. Long look in the pitch. Swing and a miss. Pitch is dropped in the dirt, so Brown has to go to first with it, and he does for the out. 2 away. Strikeout number 6 for Hudspeth.
Number 8, Jaden Homer.
But you go right down the list, or you walk around downtown Indianapolis and think about the summer of 1977 when Bobby Slick Leonard and his wife Nancy organized a telethon to save the Pacers. And what does downtown look like if the Pacers fold? You know, there's no Market Square. You know, Market Square Arena had been built, but there's no way Bankers Life is built. There's no way Lucas Oil Stadium, the RCA Dome. There's no way the Colts come. There's no way Circle Center Mall gets built.
The ripple effect is so amazing when you go through that story.
You were talking about hosting the Super Bowl, Final Fours, the entire NCAA tournament.
Yeah, and you know, as you look back, you can see now how set up Indianapolis is to host something like that, and what it would have looked like without his impact just is so hard to imagine.
1-1 pitch. Off-speed pitch drops in nicely for a strike, and it's 1-2 to Omer. So Bobby Slick Leonard passing away this afternoon at the age of 88. He is basketball royalty as far as the state of Indiana is concerned. The 1-2.
Well, you just went through his basketball accolades, and everything was in the state of Indiana, and that just kind of sets him apart from some of the others that are on that, you know, Mount Rushmore of Indiana basketball.
Well, and if you want to go even beyond his exploits in Indiana, when he played in the NBA, he played for the Minneapolis Lakers. Go online tonight and read about the Minneapolis Lakers surviving a plane crash, landing in a cornfield in Iowa in a snowstorm. Pitch foul back to the screen. Elgin Baylor was on that plane. Hot Rod Hundley, who went on to broadcast 40 years for the Utah Jazz after an NBA career. It's as close as a professional sports team has come to going down in a plane crash. Swing and a miss.
Great pitch.
Got him. That's strikeout number 7. Hudspeth has it working. We're through 3.5. And the Royals lead this ball game 1-0. We're back with more after this on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network.
Roncalli High School is the
Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Tanner Hudspeth strikes out 7 Braves through his 4 innings. Now Sam Reed's turn to go to work. Reed is yet to allow a hit. The Royals getting their only run in the 2nd inning on a walk, a stolen base, and a 2-base error. But it's enough right now to put the home team in front, 1-0. Royals will have hitters 4, 5, 6 due up. That's Keeney, Hudspeth, and Baugh. Rob Brown and Tim Gray with you
For the Royals,
for this afternoon's contest.
Ben Keeney.
Ben Keeney to lead it off. He struck out to end the first. Appreciate Tim Gray, the Roncalli girls head basketball coach, joining us today for the broadcast. Pitch down in the dirt.
Well, since I was asked to join, this has been the most exciting thing that's been on my schedule.
Since the basketball season ended?
There's a week or two of really down and gloomy time after the basketball season ends.
For sure. For sure.
If I can be honest, I still haven't gone back and watched that last game yet.
Keeney takes a pitch at the knees for a strike. He's behind 1-2. Well, I can tell you that it probably doesn't linger to the extent that it does for a coach, but broadcasters get a little bit of that too when the season ends.
Yeah, I as an assistant coach in the past, that last game's not as bad to watch. You've got a different perspective of it, but this is being my first one as a head coach. It still stings a bit.
Keeney nubs this one foul down the right side.
And that game was such a game of runs.
Yeah, absolutely.
We just were on the wrong end of the last one.
It's that semifinal loss in the regional to Mount Vernon. Ball in the dirt, goes full. Mount Vernon then ended up losing in the final that night to Brownsburg, a Brownsburg team that went to the state final.
And you mentioned that, and I was talking to someone the other day, and their perspective was that they thought
Keeney fouls this one down the right side out of play.
Had we won that game, our matchup with Brownsburg, either one of the teams, if that had been us, could have been that run to the state, and I'm not sure that made it any easier for me to think about.
Keeney lifts this one down the right side, hooking foul, and it will drift out of play off the top of the Brebeuf dugout, first base side. I was trying to remember who Brownsburg beat in the semi-state. It was Franklin.
Yes.
Who they beat in the semi-state after winning the regional.
We actually have scheduled a summer little opportunity to go to Franklin and see what their program is doing now.
That's a team that has a lot of guys coming back, or a lot of players coming back, I should say.
Yeah. And kind of rework the way they do things. They shoot a lot of threes and play fast, and it'll be a good opportunity for us.
Rolled the second, and Keeney is thrown out by 2 steps for the first out of the inning.
Now batting number 24, Tanner Hudspeth.
Here's Tanner Hudspeth. He walked, and then the courtesy runner Spizzelli stole second and scored what is thus far the game's only run. Well, I know, Coach, you waited a long time to get a head coaching opportunity, and Hudspeth takes a strike. And for that first season to end, I know it didn't end the way you wanted it to, but to end with a 20-5 record, a conference championship, a sectional championship, coaching an Indiana All-Star, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I kind of set the bar a little high there, and not myself, but the girls set the bar high for me. We've got a lot of talent coming back, but we're definitely going to have to work to meet the standards we set this year.
Hudspeth hits this one hard to right field. The right fielder Omer fighting the sun, and he makes a nice catch with the sun in his face for the second out of the inning. Here's Baugh.
Now batting for the Royals.
Popped bunt up into foul territory that was caught by the catcher Bauer his first time up. Well, at least the early indication in talking to folks around the program, ball swings through a fastball on the first pitch, is that given that next year your team's going to be a little bit smaller, we might see a different style of play next year.
Playing Franklin this summer might give us an idea of what we might need to play like. Yeah,
sure. Give you a template, perhaps?
Yeah, we're not going to be very big. We've got, even the players that we call post in our program that are coming back are 5'7", 5'8" at the tallest.
That pitch catches the inside corner.
Those with varsity experience, that is. So it could be different. And, we've got a lot of younger girls who are looking to make a move up and impact, some juniors that played JV and varsity last year that come back as seniors that are looking to make an impact as well. So
ball pokes this one foul out of play.
It'll be interesting to see how it all kind of falls together for us.
You've got a ton of end-to-end speed coming back, though.
We do. I think Coach Lauk is using one of our speed demons over there for some help with Kate Lehner. She's exceptionally fast. Sydney Horton comes back as a 2-year starter and pushes the ball really well for us. And then just some athletes around her. I mean, Savannah Bischoff doesn't get enough credit for how athletic she is. Ainsley Bishop is athletic. Emma Halter's a big-time Division I athlete. So, then some of our younger girls like Claire Lindsay's showed up for track this year and never ran hurdles and gets 4th in her first meet, shows some of her speed and athleticism. So it'll be interesting for us.
Ainsley Bishop, who played off the bench for you as a sophomore, she may have led Marion County in offensive rebounds per minute.
Without shooting the ball after she rebounded.
Correct. Ball swings through that pitch for a strike. And Reed ends the inning with a strikeout. Royals go in order for the second straight inning, but still lead this ball game 1-0 through 4. Fifth inning around the bend after this on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network.
So you think you can beat a train? Well, think again. While trains can appear to be slow-moving, they can easily cause injuries or death. You must slow down and yield at all railroad crossings. Attempting to beat the train puts yourself and others at risk. According to the Federal Railroad Administration, there were over 2,200 railroad crossing collisions in the United States last year, resulting in 293 deaths. Don't be a statistic. Look, listen, and live.
We roll on to the fifth inning with the Royals leading this ball game 1-0. Rob Brown and Tim Gray with you. Beech Grove has plated a run just down the drive from us. 3-1 the score in the top of the sixth. And if that run came against Keegan Rothrock, that would be the first run she's allowed all season. We'll await an update on that. Tanner Hudspeth has been outstanding. 50 pitches through 4 innings. He struck out 7. Has not walked a batter, allowed scattered 4 hits. He'll have the bottom part of the order up, 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Braves. Coach, we're going to jump into a little celebrity birthday time. And if I throw out some people, I have to be cognizant of the fact that you're a decade plus younger than me. So I have to be cognizant of the fact that I may stray outside your cultural realm here.
Well, we can test my knowledge of things that don't really matter.
Yep, I'm gonna throw this one out to you. I know you know this one. A couple of these are some former NBA players. As Schinkenberg stands in, he struck out in his first time up. Takes a pitch on the outside corner, a strike. One of my favorite guys in my time working in the NBA. One of my favorite guys that I dealt with on a daily basis, and that is swing and a miss. Former Clipper great. DePaul, Chicago legend Quentin Richardson, celebrating his 40th birthday today. My guy Q. Almost makes me want to do the double fist pound to the head there.
I'm thinking about all the headbands on that team.
Oh my gosh. Yep.
That may be one of the youngest teams in NBA history.
Well, as somebody that was working for that team in the 2000-2001 LA Clippers, we were younger than I think. As Schinkelberg swings through that pitch, it's in the dirt, so Brown has to go to first with it. Does for the out, 1 away. I think, obviously, it fluctuates throughout the season, but at one point, our 8 rotation guys on that team, combined age was younger than 12 of the teams in the top 25 in the college basketball poll.
I mean, because you had Richardson, McGetty, Odom,
Darius Miles, Keon Dooling.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, not a one of those guys was older than 21. Here's Danny Kirk. So Keegan Rothrock again. She did indeed give up the run. An inside the park home run. that a left-handed batter hit down the right field line into the shift and ran for an inside-the-park home run. So Keegan Rothrock surrenders her first run of the season, and the Royals leading 3-1 down the drive.
Other teams will need to take note of how to score on her.
Yeah, just hit it down the right field line into the shift and run around the bases. It's easy as that. 1-2 the count. Hudspeth has struck out 8. Off-speed pitch misses away, and the count evens 2-2.
He really has that off-speed pitch working well right now.
Now, I did not work for a team that this guy played on, but I certainly saw him play live many times, and that's another LA guy, Baron Davis, celebrating his 41st birthday today, former NBA point guard. Pitch high, a ball.
One of the most athletic point guards of all time.
Deceptively athletic.
Yes.
Had a body type that looked like he ate too much Taco Bell, but he would raise up and dunk on guys in a heartbeat.
Probably helped him, so he absorbed that contact in the air and just went through it.
Baron Davis. Full count to Danny Kirk. Pitch outside corner taken for a strike, and that's the 9th strikeout of the game for Hudspeth. Well, Hudspeth has 9 strikeouts just down the drive from us. Keegan Rothrock has 15 strikeouts, giving up 2 hits and a run. Here's Dukanich.
It's definitely an impressive feat considering you said Beech Grove brought 10 players.
Yep, no subs. Dukanich, a junior, is already committed to Vanderbilt as a pitcher. Primarily, he's in the outfield today. Takes that pitch at the belt for a strike. He's behind. The count evens 1-1. Excuse me.
I cannot say I wasn't a little disappointed when I heard he wasn't throwing tonight when I was on the call.
Pitch. Off-speed pitch drops in for a strike. Yeah, anytime you see a guy who's a non-senior committed to Vanderbilt, you make the assumption that you're talking about a special talent.
With the pitching factory that Vanderbilt's become, for sure, you're just looking at them throwing out pros left and right.
And that ball chopped back to the screen. Dukanich stays alive. Count 1-2.
But Hudspeth is not disappointed tonight.
No,
Much different approach, but he's been right on it.
He has been crisp. Far and away the best outing of his 3 so far this year. This is his first varsity season, the sophomore. Number 1 guy in the rotation. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch. He was out in front. Hudspeth got him again. Strikeout number 10. He strikes out the side here in the 5th. Braves go in order for the 2nd straight inning. We're through 4.5. Roncalli leads this pitcher's duel 1-0. We're back with the bottom of the 5th coming up on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network.
Do life, not laundry. Milto Cleaners.
Now, those of you on the simulcast watching, looking at the students hanging out on the right field hill, enjoying a pleasant evening, the sunset here on the south side. Roncalli leading this ball game 1-0. We move to the bottom of the 5th against Brebeuf Jesuit. Tanner Hudspeth has had it working for Roncalli. Struck out 10 through 5 innings. Sam Reed has been pretty sharp in his own right. He has no-hit the Royals through 4. Has 6 strikeouts and 2 walks. Unfortunately for Reed, Tim, one of his 2 walks is the lone run that's crossed the plate.
Yeah, Speed got on the base paths with the courtesy runner, steal second, and score on an error.
Here's Ryan Henry to lead off the bottom of the 5th. That pitch skips in the dirt and goes all the way back to the screen. Hops up right in front of us into the netting. Henry, it was his ground ball that resulted in the Morocnic error that scored the run. Hits this one off the end of the bat. Out of play down the left side. Tony Dow from Leave It to Beaver. You with me on that one?
If you tell me who he was.
The older brother.
Okay, yes.
Wally Cleavers. Tony Dow celebrating birthday number 75 today. Henry swings through that one and misses. One, two the count to Henry. Calls time. Now he's ready. Reed has the sign he wants. The left-hander delivers in the dirt. A ball, 2-2. Paul Sorvino. You with me on Paul Sorvino? Paul Sorvino, who played Paulie in Goodfellas. He was the kind of the lead guy. Been in some other pictures as well. How old am I? I just call them pictures. Swing and a miss. Henry's out on strikes. First out of the inning. My, oh, my. 7 strikeouts.
Not the term I would have used, but we'll let it go.
Appreciate that. Here's Dylan Craig. He flew out to on A in center his first time up. Paul Sorvino, 82 today. It's a second straight broadcast. We've worked Goodfellas into the broadcast. Did that last week as well.
You do push my knowledge a little bit there. I've seen all those films, but I haven't seen them more than once.
It's a quality movie. Final celebrity birthday today, Al Green, R&B singer, celebrating birthday number 75. Craig takes a strike at the knees. He's behind 1-2. 1972, number 1 hit, Let's Stay Together. That is a slow jam of slow jams right there. 1-2. Inside a ball.
I promise you I will not try to sing that for you.
Oh, I appreciate that. Might fire that up later on the night, though, while I'm home by myself. 2-2. Ball goes back to the screen. The count goes full. Well, Hudspeth's sitting on just 64 pitches, so you would presume that we would see him come out for the 6th. Reed, meanwhile, is nearing 100 pitches. That ball lined right at short, one hop. Long throw for Bingham. Craig hustling, but he's out by a step. Bingham sat back and waited on that hop, but a strong arm gets Craig for the second out of the inning.
Next up, number 21, Johnny Rader.
Here's Johnny Rader. He struck out looking to end the second. 1-0 the score. Roncalli leads bottom 5. 2 outs. And we see down in the bullpen, the Brebeuf pitcher starting to get loose, using the tension band to get his right arm loose. As soon as we get a number, we'll let you know who that is. Rader behind the count 0-2. As Reed's pitch count creeping into the 90s, to think that he might be nearing the end of his evening.
Looks like number 4 down there.
Number 4, okay.
A.J. Reinbold.
Yep. Rader fouls this one away. Reinbold not in the regular lineup, down there getting loose. Yet to pick up a baseball, though, just using the tension bands to get his arm ready to go. Meanwhile, it's 0-2 on Rader. Foul that back to the screen. We'll try it again. Netting behind the plate, but our director, Ashley Geyer, jumped a foot off the floor anyway. Take that back. It was Riley, our graphics guy. He jumped. Inside corner, taking a strike, and that'll end the inning. So the Royals go in order for the 3rd straight inning, but hang on and lead by 1. 1-0. We move quickly to the 6th. Royals on top. Back with the 6th after this on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network.
Marian University wants.
Every day, we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
Vibrant and long-lasting life, Jockeys flowers are always freshly cut and chilled. They consistently offer quality and beauty in each hand-picked arrangement that leaves their shop. Visit them at 2636 Southeast Street or call 784-1614 to order your arrangement today. That's our friends at Jockeys Flowers. Our guy Chris Jockeys, give him a call. Pitchers duel here at LaPinta Field tonight. Tanner Hudspeth has struck out 10 batters through 5 innings. He struck out 5 straight. Meanwhile, his opposite number, Sam Reed, has struck out 8 and 3 of the last 4 Royals he has faced.
Number 2, Cole Hartung.
Through 5 innings, Roncalli a run, no hits. 2 left, no errors. Brebeuf, no runs, 4 hits. An error and 2 left. 9-1-2 due up for the Braves. Cole Hartung struck out looking, the number 9 hitter, leads it off. Pitching the dirt a ball. Hartung came into the ball game hitting 167 on the year. Pitch just missed on the inside corner.
That action in the Brebeuf bullpen is picking up a little bit. We see a catcher move out there.
Reinbold about to start throwing down there. Looks like he's starting to get loose. That pitch taken on the inside corner, a strike. Well, now the home plate umpire has both dugouts yelling at him about the inside corner. Hudspeth looks in and delivers. That ball lifted, drifting down the right side. Henry over to the fence down the right side, and it drifts out of play. Count evens 2-2. Tanner Hudspeth has struck out 10, scattered 4 hits through 5 innings. Top of the 6th, Roncalli leading 1-0. Pitch. Did he check his swing? Did he go? Yes, he did. That's an unbelievable pitch by Hudspeth to come back and get Hartung looking.
Now batting the center fielder, number 13, Anthony Ane.
Here's Anthony Ane, top of the order. He has one of the 4 Brebeuf hits on the afternoon. Infield single in the 3rd. Grounded out to short in the 1st. Chops this one into the netting left side. Yeah, I think there was some chatter in the Brebeuf dugout as Hartung checked his swing, and Dominic Brown called for an appeal from the base umpire, and the home plate umpire rang the batter up.
Yeah, I think that's what we're hearing over here is they're wanting to use the appeal, and the home plate umpire just took advantage of it.
Pitch, swing and a miss on the inside corner, fastball, and Hudspeth is ahead 0-2. Boy, Hudspeth is rolling. He struck out 6 straight batters, 11 strikeouts in the game.
Continuing to be efficient, keeping the pitch count down.
The 0-2. Chopped up the middle. Beckman over from short. Throw across, and Ane beats that one out by 2 steps. Second infield single of the game for Ane, and he's aboard with 1 away.
The third baseman, number 15, Jack Marachnik.
Here's Jack Marachnik. Struck out in both times he's come to the plate this afternoon. Got a chance, though, to make something happen here in the top of the 6th. 1 on, 1 out. Hudspeth pours a strike in on the outside corner.
Be interesting to see if they're aggressive on the base paths with the way that Hudspeth's rolling.
Boy, you read my mind. I wonder if they're going to put Ane in motion. He's got good speed. Leads the team with 10 stolen bases. He's not attempted one today. Hudspeth throws over, and Ane's back on a shuffle. Brown has thrown out a runner. That was Omer that thrown out the second. And Bingham stole second in the first. So Brebeuf 1 for 2 on the base paths today. Pitch. Swing and a miss. In the dirt. Brown throws down, and Ane is in standing. So a stolen base for Ane. But Hudspeth ahead in the count to Maroknik 0-2. But now the tying run is down at second base. Dominic Brown wants time.
That didn't look like a true steal. It looks like that was kind of either a read on the dirt ball or maybe a secondary lead and just took advantage of it.
Either way, some heads-up base running by Ane to get down to second base, but still on Maroknik, or perhaps to clean up the three-hitter Bingham on deck to bring Ane across and tie the game up. Hudspeth looks back at second, now steps off. He'll reset. Hudspeth ready to go. Steps off again. A little cat and mouse going on with Hudspeth and the runner Ane at second base. 1-0 the score. Roncalli leads. Top of the sixth inning. 1 out. Pitch. Swing and a miss in the dirt. They have to go to first base, and they do for the out.
It's a big pitch right there.
The shortstop. Number 3, Nate Bingham.
Second out of the inning. 12th strikeout of the game for Hudspeth. Here's Bingham. He's 1 for 2. Singled, stole second, and was stranded in the first. Grounded out to second in the fourth. Softball team expanding its lead up 6-1 as they head to the top of the seventh. Tying run down at second base for Brebeuf. 2 outs. Top of the sixth. Pitch. Low ball. Just missed. That's but at 75 pitches right now, with 2 outs here in the top of the sixth. Looks back at second.
Takes off.
Ball lifted into center field. Raider camping underneath it. Has it for the out, and that'll do it. So Hudspeth gives up a 1-out infield single, but works his way out. We're through 6.5 innings. 5.5, I should say. In the inning, the Braves get a hit, strand a runner. Bottom of the sixth we go with the Royals leading 1-0 on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network.
Every day we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
Now the new pitcher for the Braves is the junior right-hander A.J. Reinbold, making his first appearance of the season. Actually, take that back. We'll get you Reinbold's numbers here in a second, as he comes on in relief of the left-hander Sam Reed, who went 5 innings, allowed 1 run. It was unearned. Did not allow a hit in his 5 innings. Struck out 8 and walked 2. So we can close the book on Sam Reed. He's the pitcher of record as he departs. Reinbold's numbers, this is his 4th appearance. He's 1-0 with a 3.50 ERA. In 8 innings, he has allowed 10 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, walked 8, and struck out 7. So we're set to go top of the order for the Royals. Boy, Tim, it would be huge if they could somehow get another run across the board here.
Yes.
To go to the top of the 7th.
Hudspeth's dealing, but now you're getting later in the game. He's getting tired. Got the top of your lineup coming up. You'd hope to get a run here somehow.
Hudspeth at 77 pitches through 6. Reed through 95 pitches in his 5 innings of work. Milto chops that one back to the screen, and he's quickly behind 0-2. How much of an adjustment is it for a hitter at the high school level when you go to the plate now? All these guys are going on at bat number 3. You saw a left-hander the first 2 times up. Now they come with the right-hander.
For the left-hander, I think it's a nice thing. You get to see the ball a little earlier and pick it up. Can't speak from the right-handed side, but as a right-hander, you're more used to seeing right-handed pitchers just because there's more of them. So there's an adjustment, but luckily you get to see those warm-up pitches. You get to learn from the previous hitters.
Milto swung and missed on the pitch low, so he strikes out on 3 pitches. Here's Beckman. He fouls this one into the netting in front of the Brebeuf dugout right side. Cole 0 for 2. Popped out to short in the first, struck out swinging in the 3rd. Royals have not had a hit, but they lead this game 1-0. Pitch, taken high, a ball. Braves with 5 hits in the game. Have stranded 3. Royals have stranded 2. That pitch low. And the count goes 2-1. Dominic Brown waits on deck.
Looking at the right-hander now too, you see he hides the ball a little bit as it comes back and makes it a little bit more difficult for a right-hander to pick it up right away.
Beckman stays alive, fouls that one back to the screen. Count 2-2.
Great hustle, Alex.
2-2 the count. Reinbold delivers, and Beckman lifts this one in the air to right field. Omer camping underneath it, has it for the 2nd out of the inning. Here's Dominic Brown, 0 for 1, walked in the first and chopped to 3rd in the 3rd.
I think the most effective thing that Reinbold's done coming in here in this inning is he's thrown strikes.
Yep.
In a tight game, and Roncalli's got to be wanting to get a run here, especially with the top of the lineup. You'd think they'd be patient, come in and try to work a walk, and he's throwing strikes and taking that strategy out of it.
Pitch low, a ball. Brown's ahead in the count, 2-0.
As we say that, he's down 2-0. Maybe here's your opportunity.
Hitters 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Braves in the top of the 7th. Brown out in front of this one and fouls it into the screen right side. Two-1 the count to Dominic Brown. Bottom of the 6th. Roncalli leads Brebeuf 1-0. Pitch. Back to the screen. And it's 3-1.
Now as a hitter, again, you're sitting one pitch, your pitch where you want it, in that one spot. See if you can drive something and get something started.
Three-one pitch. In the dirt, and Brown's got his 2nd walk of the game. 3rd walk issued by Brebeuf pitching. And here's Ben Keeney with 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th. Keeney struck out to end the 1st, grounded out to 2nd to begin the 4th.
Be a great opportunity to sit back and see if you can drive one into right center.
Hit it on the line, right to first base. Knocked down, he picks it up, steps on the bag. So 3 unassisted. Keeney's retired to end the 6th. Royals in the inning, no hits, strand a runner. We head to the top of the 7th. Roncalli leads this ball game 1-0. Tanner Hudspeth will try and close it out when we return on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network.
Steve's Flowers and Gifts is your
Well, we head to the top of the 7th. Rob Brown and Tim Gray with you. Roncalli leading Brebeuf Jesuit 1-0. These two programs will go right back at it tomorrow night on the north side. 6 o'clock our start time for that one. Our next broadcast will be a volleyball broadcast on Friday night. Stefan Welsh will have the play-by-play for that from the Vinny. 2 matches for the Royals on Friday night, taking on Noblesville and Columbus North. Roncalli ranked 3rd in the state. Actually, I think they're still ranked 2nd. They've lost just twice. They lost to top-ranked Fishers and lost to Cathedral over the weekend.
Well, Rob, I'd like to thank you for not inviting me to do a volleyball game because I don't think I could handle that action.
Although in your defense, you do have volleyball players in the house.
I do, and in the family, but I still don't know.
In the family as well, yeah.
Yeah, my sister-in-law played. I don't know enough about it to commentate, I guess.
Well, that makes 2 of us. Yeah. That's why Stefan Welsh handles that broadcast. Here's Luke Bauer to lead off the top of the 7th. He struck out twice. Looking in the 1st, swinging in the 4th. Hudspeth has struck out 12 batters. First pitch, curveball drops in for a strike. Boy, Hudspeth has been crisp today. One of the better pitched games we've seen by a Royal in the last couple of years. That pitch at the letters high. Count goes 1-1.
He's really used his curveball effectively today, and he stayed down in the zone, which has really allowed him to be efficient.
1-1 count. Ooh, that's a nice off-speed pitch that drops in for a strike. Bauer was fooled, and he's behind in the count 1-2. Roncalli dugout very chatty at this point. Bauer wants time. Hudspeth took too long. Time granted. Hudspeth has scattered 5 Brebeuf hits. That ball rolled on the ground to 3rd. Glove by Craig. Sets, throws across for the out. 1 away. 1 down. Here's Omer. He singled and was caught stealing in the 2nd. Struck out to end the 4th.
Jaden Omer.
Hudspeth has struck out so many batters here in the last 3 innings, Tim. How difficult is it for a fielder? You've not had a lot of action.
Yeah, I think we may have seen that on that one infield hit to the short. He just, kind of stayed back on the ball because of inactivity.
Craig made a nice play, and Hudspeth drops a nice first pitch strike into Omer. He's ahead in the count 0-1. Pitch low, ball, 1-1. Will Schickenberg waits on deck. Roncalli leads 1-0. Here in the top of the 7th, beg your pardon, top of the 7th. Out in front of an off-speed pitch. It's going to stay fair and roll to a stop. So Omer chopped it into no man's land between the pitcher's mound and third base. And he's aboard via an infield hit. Well, hang on a second here. that ball hit the plate?
I believe that's what they're discussing.
So Omer's aboard with an infield hit. Roncalli dugout is arguing that's a foul ball. That's the third infield hit of the game for the Braves. So Omer's aboard with one out. Tying run over at first base. Here's Schinkelberg. He struck out twice. Hudspeth throws over to first. Time called. Now the third base coach making his way down to talk to Schinkelberg. Hudspeth has struck out 12. Brebeuf has 6 hits in the game, including Omer's infield hit here in the 7th. Roncalli has been no hit thus far.
You think down 1 here, the timeouts to talk about how we can manufacture a run, whether that be a bunt, hitting behind the runner, hit and run, something to kind of get some action going.
Omer was caught stealing in the 3rd on a great throw by the catcher, Dominic Brown. Hudspeth goes inside with the first pitch of ball. Hudspeth throws over, and Omer's back. Well, each time, should say, pitch inside a ball, and the count goes 2-0. 4 of Brebeuf's previous 5 hits have been followed up by a strikeout from Hudspeth. He's behind in the count, 2-0. Pitch.
You'd love
at
to
the
see
knees,
him,
a strike.
You'd love to see him work himself back here to a strikeout or a ground ball up the middle where you can get 2.
Yeah, Schinkelberg is pretty big, one of the bigger players on the Brebeuf roster. You would assume from his size that he does not run as well as Omer on the bases. Runner goes. Pitch lined in the open space, a base hit. Hit and run. Executed perfectly. And now the Braves have him at first and second and 1 away. Solid base hit into right field for Schinkelberg.
Hitter, number 5.
And now here's Danny Kirk. He singled in the 2nd, tried to stretch it into a double, and was thrown out by 5 feet. And pinch hitter or pinch runner coming out. That's Bryce Bowen coming out to run
number 7, Bryce Bowen.
For Schinkelberg. So top of the 7th, 2 on, 1 out. Royals clinging to a 1-0 lead. Pitch, fastball at the letters, swung through and missed. Mentioned Kirk with a base hit, tried to stretch it into a double, and was thrown out to end the 2nd. Then he struck out looking in the 5th. Hudspeth checks the runner at 2nd. And a pitch in the dirt, swung through and missed. He's quickly ahead in the count, 0-2. No action down in the Roncalli bullpen. This is Hudspeth's game to finish.
I was getting ready to say the same thing, Rob. Really important for him to find the confidence, dig in here, and get this batter.
Pitch, swung on and missed. Runner goes, and they advance 90 feet on the pass ball. But that's the 2nd out of the inning as Kirk strikes out. So the Braves have him at 2nd and 3rd. Aaron Kroll coming out to have a conversation with his infield and his battery. Dukanich stands in with 2 outs and the game on the line. Top of the 7th. Brebeuf with runners at second and third. And Roncalli up 1-0. Dukanich flew out to Johnny Rader in center field to begin the third. He struck out swinging to end the 5th. That strikeout of Kirk is Hudspeth's 13th strikeout of the game.
You would like to see 14 here. He's just got to settle in here and make sure that he focuses on the batter. No force in play. The runners can't advance unless you throw one by. Lock in on the glove and see if you can get another strikeout.
So here we go. Top of the 7th, 1-0. Roncalli leads. Brebeuf with runners at second and third, 2 outs. And the junior, Andrew Dukanich, at the plate. Hudspeth digging in. Pitch. Curveball drops in inside corner, taking a strike. Hudspeth checks the runner at third, stepped off. Now he's ready. Pitch. Chopped. Foul. Wide of the bag at third.
Worked himself way ahead now. He can be really smart here. He's lived on that inside corner with that curveball. Interesting to see if he goes back there.
Dukanich hits from the right side. He's behind in the count 0-2. Hudspeth looking to close out the game here. Tying run at third. Go ahead run at second. 2 outs, top 7. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, he got him! Tanner Hudspeth, absolutely spectacular tonight. Roncalli is no hit by Brebeuf, but behind the arm of Tanner Hudspeth, the Braves are sent home as the Royals win this ball game 1-0 behind a 14 strikeout performance from the sophomore Tanner Hudspeth. We'll step out for a couple minutes and come right back. Post-game show up next after this on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network.
Marian University wants to know, what are you made of? At Marian University, our students are made of character and faith. Our students are service-minded and want to make a difference in the world. Our students possess the skills.
We're so thrilled to have Peyton Manning's name on our children's hospital. But we are a hospital designed for kids.
And then the halfback went in motion and then ran a slant route across the middle. Try to get a linebacker isolated on him. I like this beat. It's nice. Give me some more bass. A little more bass here. These are nice. Wish they had them at the adult hospital next door. They have to make this giraffe green.
That's crazy.
Might be right. Let's go red right, scat right, 585, wide drag, on two. Ready? Break. Nice ride. Y'all have these in blue? Can you hear this?
There's only one Peyton Manning Children's Hospital, offering world-class compassionate care for your child. Schedule primary, ER, or specialist care online.
Thanks, Peyton. We've got this.
Oh, okay. That's where they go.
Every day, we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
3-0 mark. Brebeuf with the loss drops to 2 on the season, and we're pleased to be joined by the head coach, Aaron Kroll. I'm looking at Tim Gray. Aaron Kroll joins us here on the postgame show. And, Coach, first things first, in your time here at Roncalli, we have seen so many stupendous hitting performances. But I don't know that we've seen a better pitching performance than what we saw from Tanner Hudspeth tonight. He scattered 7 hits, struck out 14, did not walk a batter, and he gets you a big conference win tonight. What was your impression of the sophomore Tanner Hudspeth?
Yeah, he was as good as we've seen him. Struggled a little bit early in the season, just getting ahead of hitters, and that was not the case tonight. He had everything working. Fastball, curveball, slider. It was really fun to call the game. Just an unbelievable performance. Their guy was really good too. It's a really good pitcher's duel. Sometimes you get that.
Well, and how much you mentioned Hudspeth. We saw him the first time we saw him was in the home opener 2 weeks ago against Heritage Christian. He walked 5 in that outing. How much of that was nerves and a guy that had been waiting for 2 years to pitch in a high school game?
Yeah, I think you're right. He's only a sophomore, so this is his first year, obviously, since we didn't get a season last year. So I think we've seen some nerves from, quite a few guys just being back out for the first time in a couple years. So, when he gets ahead in the count like that and he's got his secondary pitches working, obviously, he's unhittable, and that was the case tonight.
Yeah, I thought he was spectacular with his off-speed stuff. Really worked that inside corner of the right-handers. Coach, how important was it to get this one knowing that you got a tough one again tomorrow?
Well, first of all, Brebeuf is really good. I mean, they're preseason ranked number 1 in 3A. I would say the only reason they may not be now is because they play a very difficult schedule like we do. Jeff does a great job. I'm really good friends with him. It's just a really good program, a really good team. They're they're definitely one of the favorites to win 3A. So it's a huge win for us. If we could find a way to come out and get tomorrow, you really put the other teams in a tough spot in terms of winning the conference. We'd be in the driver's seat.
Well, and we talked, I think, when it was through 5 and Hudspeth was at 64 pitches through 5 innings, we talked about how important it would be for your team, knowing that you're in a stretch with 4 games in 5 days, to save the bullpen. And what did he do for you in that regards tonight?
Well, yeah, I mean, anytime you can get a complete game at the start of a 4-game week, that's huge. So we got plenty of arms left for the rest of the week. So anytime you get that, especially early in the week, that bodes well for the next 3 games.
If you were told before the game tonight that you'd be no hit and still win, what would your reaction have been?
I would have said that would probably not be the case. I'm not sure I've ever had a game like that. It just so happens, Henry put the ball in play. We were fortunate enough to steal second base, and they made their only mistake, and that was enough. So we'll take it.
Well, Coach, great job tonight. We'll catch up with you here next week.
All right, thanks, guys.
That's the head coach, Aaron Kroll. We appreciate him taking a few minutes for us here on the postgame show. We're going to take our first break, our only break, 60 seconds. And when we come back, Tim and I will wrap it up after this on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network.
We're so thrilled to have Peyton Manning's name on our children's hospital.
We're in the business of making smiles, but straightening teeth is only part of that job. Our team has a passion for serving our patients and their families in Greenwood and Indianapolis. You may start your journey at Glandier Rochford Orthodontics looking for a straighter smile, but you'll leave with new friends and family. Call today at 317-888-2827 to schedule a free consultation for you, your child, and your whole family. 317-888-2827.
Wish they had them at the adult hospital next door. They have to make this giraffe green.
Roncalli High School is the Archdiocesan Catholic high school on the south side. The school is named Roncalli in honor of Cardinal Angelo Roncalli, who upon being elected Pope by the College of Cardinals in 1958, took the name of Pope John the 23rd. Blessed Pope John was canonized a saint on April 27, 2014, and is now known as St. John the 23rd. Roncalli High School, preparation for life.
Rob Brown, Tim Gray, back for the final time here on the Steve's Flowers and Gifts post-game show. Roncalli's Royals victorious tonight over Brebeuf Jesuit by the score of 1-0. Let's take a look at how the game unfolded. Well, just one run scored. We'd alluded to it in our talk with head coach Aaron Kroll. Roncalli got the game's only run in the second inning. Tanner Hudspeth led off the inning with a walk. Braden Spizzelli came in as the courtesy runner and stole second base on a delayed steal, as I recall. And then 2 batters later, after Andrew Baugh tried to advance him via a bunt, Baugh popped the bunt up and was called for an out, but then a pitch got away on a drop strike to the batter, Ryan Henry. That allowed Spizzelli to get to second base, and then Henry hit a chopper to the third baseman, Jack Maroknik, and Maroknik's throw was wide of the bag and into short right field. That allowed Spizzelli to come all the way around from second and score the game's only run. Roncalli did not get a hit in the ballgame. Brebeuf had 7 hits, but the 7th inning was the only inning, Tim, in which they got multiple hits. And after a leadoff ground out, Brebeuf was able to get 2 batters on, an infield hit by Jaden Omer, and then a solid hit and run behind the runner executed by Will Schenkenberg into right field. That put him at first and second, but then a big strikeout as Tanner Hudspeth struck out Danny Kirk on a ball moving down in the zone. And then the runners moved up a base due to a pass ball in that third strike. But then Andrew Dukanich struck out to end the game for Hudspeth's 14th and final strikeout of the game. And, boy, you just can't say enough good things about the performance of Tanner Hudspeth tonight.
Yeah, he was very composed. We talked about how efficient he was, stayed ahead in the count, really challenged batters with all 3 of his pitches, and he was just phenomenal.
So Tanner Hudspeth, I'm going to guess, Coach, that he is your player of the game tonight.